deep within the abyss of the underworld, shrouded in eternal darkness, lay Tartarus, a realm of despair. Guarding its forbidding gates was the monstrous three-headed dog Cerberus. This desolate abyss served as the ultimate prison, housing the most dire threats to both gods and humanity. When the Olympian gods vanquished the formidable Titans in a brutal war, they sealed their defeated foes within Tartarus, the deepest layer of the underworld. Here the Titans suffered in eternal captivity, their power rendered impotent. Over time, the purpose of Tartarus evolved. What was once a fortress against threats to Olympus expanded to become a grim realm, dedicated to the punishment and suffering of those mortals who had committed grievous crimes against both the gods and humanity. Each torment inflicted upon these hapless souls was as unique as the sins that they had committed, ensuring that their eternal agony was a testament to the wrath of the gods. Here are the three most infamous sinners imprisoned in Tartarus. Sisyphus, the shrewd and cunning king of Corinth in Greek mythology, was a man whose intellect shone as brightly as his audacity. His crimes ranged from the murder of guests under his own roof to the seduction of his niece. But it was his daring decision to expose Zeus's kidnapping of Ixion, the daughter of the river god Sisyphus, that pushed the god's patience past its limit. Zeus, angered by Sisyphus's audacity, dispatched Thanatos, the embodiment of death, to imprison him. Crafty as ever, Sisyphus tricked Thanatos, chaining death itself and plunging the world into an age without mortality. Ares, as enraged by the lack of death on his battlefields, intervened, freeing Thanatos and delivering Sisyphus to Tartarus. Sisyphus's punishment was relentless. He was condemned to roll an enormous boulder up a mountain slope, only to watch it tumble back down just as success seemed near. Sisyphus now symbolized an eternity of futility and frustration, forever reminding us that the gods' cunning surpassed that of mortals. In the early days of mortals, a privileged few dined with the gods atop Mount Olympus. Among them was Tantalus, whose crimes left Zeus seething with anger. First, Tantalus whispered the gods' secrets to fellow mortals, endangering the delicate balance between gods and humanity. Then, he stole ambrosia and nectar, sharing the forbidden sustenance with mortals, further unsettling the divine order. Then, to test the gods' omniscience, Tantalus gruesomely sacrificed his own son Pelops. He killed and cooked the unfortunate youth, planning to serve him to the gods. However, the gods, except for the distracted Demeter, noticed what Tantalus had done. In her sorrow over Persephone returning to Hades in the underworld, Demeter unwittingly sampled Pelops' shoulder. A furious Zeus condemned Tantalus to Tartarus to suffer a cruel fate as his punishment. He was forced to stand in a pool of water beneath a fruit tree with branches hanging low, enticingly close. Each time he stretched to pluck the fruit, the branches cruelly lifted just beyond his reach. Similarly, when he tried to quench his thirst, the water retreated, denying him even a sip. He was condemned to an unending state of hunger and thirst. Ixion was the king of the Lapiths, a tribe of Thessaly. He was a powerful man, but he was also arrogant and hubristic. Ixion married Dia, the daughter of Dioneus. However, Ixion refused to pay Dia's bride price and killed Dioneus instead. This was the first kin-related murder in Greek mythology. Ixion was shunned by the other Greek kings and queens, but Zeus took pity on him and invited him to Olympus. Ixion was grateful, but he soon showed his true colors. He fell in love with Hera, Zeus's wife, and tried to seduce her. Zeus saw through Ixion's scheme and created a cloud clone of Hera named Nephil. Ixion had sex with Nephil, and the union produced Centaurus, the father of the centaurs. Ixion would then return to the mortal realm and brag of his time with Hera. A furious Zeus would then strike down Ixion with a bolt of lightning. Zeus punished Ixion by having him bound to a fiery wheel that was always spinning. The wheel was first in the sky, but later it was moved to Tartarus. Ixion was doomed to spin on the wheel for eternity, punished for his hubris and his lust. The mortal prisoners of Tartarus were some of the most infamous and feared beings in ancient Greek mythology. They were punished severely for their crimes against the gods and mortals, and their suffering was meant to serve as a warning to others who might dare to challenge the power of the gods.